We are live.
Do your thing.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Black Phillip Alvarez and Steve.
And Steve.
Today, we're honored to have Scotty Richardson.
Scotty.
Scott, how are you doing?
Our first
I don't think you're
guest
supposed
ever.
to say my last name. That seems like you doxed me. You just doxed me.
I doxed you right on our live show.
We all have our last names here. Don't be shy.
When Scott starts doing a no-knock raid, you'll know exactly who to blame.
Yeah. Oh no, FBI.
So
It's a pleasure to be here. I thank you for allowing me into the conversation, gentlemen.
Our first guest. Welcome, Scotty. Welcome, Scotty, to our channel.
So the topic today, obviously, is Loki, but we can get into some other topics as well. But I think we'll let our guests start off. And Scott,
Have you guys seen Loki?
Absolutely.
Yes, we have. Yes, I have.
And did you like Loki?
Loved it.
Loved it. Made me laugh. Made me almost cry. Made me happy.
Oh,
Very happy. I don't get the criticism for it.
There is something
maybe
amazing.
you can help explain it to me.
There's something amazing about seeing a guy watching, okay, so in spoilers for Loki, I suppose.
Yeah.
Go for it. Why not?
Full spoiler.
So the Loki that you see in the television show Loki is the one who was removed from just like the Avengers, like from the first Avengers movie.
I thought that he was the one from 2012, the
Avengers
that movie. That movie.
And so he gets taken out of time by the what are they called?
TK?
The time
Variant Authority.
the temporal variance authority.
Time Variance Authority.
Thank you. And so now we have 2014 Loki or 2012 Loki.
2012. Yeah.
He hasn't done all the learning and the empathy and everything from the Dark World or from Ragnarok or any of the other things.
Any of the other Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Even what happened in Infinity War.
It's an interesting situation to have him plucked out of time to see what he is. And he gets to see his entire life based on a proper... Oh, my stars. I love your logo.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to adjust my fan. But yeah, I didn't want you to see me do it on camera. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead,
no,
Scotty,
I appreciate it. No, long story short, and pardon my horrible attention span, I really enjoyed the character development. I liked the talky of the situation.
Let me ask you a couple of questions about it. One, I really like the aesthetic. I like the set design, the art, the aesthetic of the show. What did you think about that?
The two felt very similar to Ragnarok. The look of that wherever he went to with the that judge. I like the little statues in the background, and there's a lot of the show that I like. Like I said, made me laugh. I like the Owen Wilson's pretty good in it. They had great chemistry.
I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah, Owen Wilson. I peeked out. I was like, Owen Wilson's in the MCU. Hell yes.
You gotta love him because he just plays Owen Wilson, but you love him so much it doesn't matter. It's just it's cool.
But he wasn't playing him. He was being a very empathetic and probing character. I found him to be almost Frasier-esque. Like he was being psychological. And I enjoyed that about him. I found Owen Wilson to be the most intelligent that I've ever found Owen Wilson.
Yeah, he was the most sympathetic one to Loki. Everybody else were just like, "Ugh, screw that guy." They were like afraid of Loki, and Mobius, I think his character's name is. He was the only one who was sympathetic.
What did you think about the animated exposition dump?
It was like very Jurassic Park, but I liked it. And that's a compliment, by the way, because who doesn't love that scene in Jurassic Park? So
I love Mr. DNA.
No. And what was her name? Miss Timer, or what's her name?
Miss Minutes, yes.
Miss Minutes, yeah. Yeah, very, very Mr. DNA like.
Yeah, I liked it too, and I thought the animation style of the animation was cool too. It's got this weird kind of like 70s kind of aesthetic to it with you know like the DMV. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the DMV,
Yeah.
like standing in line at the DMV and watching a kind of a PSA almost on a television. The set design is interesting to me, and I liked it because it's a departure from what I think people probably expected. You know, a more futuristic look for this pocket of time out of time.
Someone did point out that the production designer of Loki really loves Fallout, like the video game series Fallout.
I heard that today too.
You can see the video game elements in there for sure.
Yeah, no, but as a fan of Fallout, and I am a big fan of Fallout, when I saw it, I loved everything about it, but I didn't associate it with Fallout, but my brain did. And so when it was pointed out to me that I enjoyed it because it was Fallout, I was like, oh yeah, that is exactly why I liked that, is because it looks like Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know there's a lot of people online that are kind of complaining about the fact that it's boring, or that they're bringing that there's not a lot of action in the show. It's basically, I think I heard somebody say today that if you like two people sitting in a room talking, then you'll love this episode. And
to those people, I say relax, because quite frankly, your favorite part of The Dark Knight was when Batman and the Joker talked. So if you don't like talking, then maybe you should be invested in the characters more. I'm sorry for yelling.
It's called setup. I mean, you got to set up the concept of the show, period. You're not going to have pew, pew, pew. You can't have pew, pew, pew every 5-10 minutes. I mean,
I'm actually glad it didn't go that way. I'm glad that they did take the time to sit there. I think Rob and John earlier on John Kempy's shows even talked about
what kind of action could be in Loki anyway? I mean, it's not Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean, he's not a superhero like Falcon was in the beginning of that show. Yes, that was an awesome beginning, but you can't have that in the Loki show.
We learned so much in that time about Loki's backstory. We learned a lot in just that conversation. So, for me personally, I thought it was an awesome way to go. I actually enjoy these kind of episodes more than the strictly action oriented. More some of the Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes were a little too action heavy for me. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. It's kind of expected. So there's two camps, and I get there's two camps, but MCU fans. I kind of
how did you feel about Wanda and the Vision?
Love that show. In fact, I will say that this first episode to me was the best out of the three. It was the best out of the three.
It's Tim Possible. How's it going? Thanks for watching.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Sorry.
So out of the three pilot episodes, this one was my favorite.
Yeah, I said that too.
Yeah,
like I said, I mean, I don't want to repeat myself about WandaVision, but yeah, the first three were meh, but
I know, dude. I know.
You saw the review I did with our man Cinema Gulp. So.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen Phil and Cinema Gulp do their was it a binge drinking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just us two.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the binge drinking of Phil and Cinema Gulp regarding WandaVision, I recommend you go check it out. It is a great time. Leave a thumbs up and leave a comment.
Subscribe to his channel. My channel too.
I would also like to let you know that I disagree with Phil wholeheartedly on WandaVision.
Yes, we have our differences of WandaVision.
And I'm the one who's correct.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed the retro, first three episodes. I grew up watching those shows and reruns anyways when I was a kid. So
Me too.
I appreciated it. I can understand why, especially younger viewers would just be like lost. Be like, what is this garbage? Get it off my screen. Luckily, you don't have to wait too long to get back to their beloved MCU that they know and love. Mm-hmm. I think WandaVision kind of hit on all cylinders. I liked it.
Hey, look, now it finally posted. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're cool. No, but the thing is that I found the first couple of episodes of WandaVision to be Lynchian in terms of the confusion, and you came here for a reason to see superheroes, and all of a sudden you're getting 50s, 60s, 70s television like pastiches.
Right.
And I was confused, but I was wholly intrigued. And so with Loki, I feel like I'm getting more of a a Coen Brothers questioning
like
of
those
the
80s
system.
espionage type movies, type films, and TV shows. It's a bit espionage in some ways. Yeah, at least that's the vibe I got from it.
So what I've heard from several people, and I agree with it. It's a lot like the adjustment.
Right, good buddy. What's up, Warren Wright? Good buddy of mine. He's a PBS guy too.
So yeah, it's a lot like the Adjustment Bureau. I
love that movie.
A lot of callbacks to that. So I agree with that.
That's a great movie, by the way, Adjustment Bureau.
Yeah, I think we're going to get in there.
Very underrated film.
It is really good film.
John Slattery.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the ending of the episode? So we'll start with you, Scott.
In terms of the flamethrower, like the flame thing.
Yeah. Do you have any speculation on who that might be?
Well, I don't know.
Somebody that might be.
Well, I don't know the comics or that particular lore. I've never been like, my experience with Thor is always through the MCU. I haven't read any Thor books.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. Yeah,
when Hela showed up, I was like, okay, I guess this is part of the lore, and then I checked out the Wikipedia. So when it comes to Loki, I have heard that there's a lady Loki, but I don't know. What I'm looking forward to is good Loki versus bad Loki fighting.
Interesting.
The show is called Loki, so if Loki ends up being the villain, I don't know how I could complain.
Right.
If Loki's the hero, well, that seems appropriate. Like, nothing about this.
I mean, I guess
it's one episode.
I guess
I don't get it. Like, people are already shitting on it after one episode. I'm like, we got 5 more of these.
I guess there's a
possibility. I enjoyed right off the hop when they were looking into the first crime scene, and they looked up at the stained glass window, and it was a red. And I was like, oh no, did they just fucking say Mephisto? Right. That seems like a troll. And yet, even in the stained glass, there was a representation of Loki. So not only was it a troll, but it was actually beneficial to the story. Like, everything about this is bouncing all over the place, and I'm enjoying it incredibly. After one episode, do I feel cheated by the MCU? No. Do I think that this is like insulting my intelligence? No. Do I think that there are questions to be had after the first episode? Well, yeah. It's the first episode.
Yeah, a lot of questions. I just think people need to stop being so hard on it. That's all. Oh, I love every minute of it. Like I said, it made me laugh. I mean, the scene where he's watching everything that's happened and he sees, how, spoilers, his mom died, and how Thor reacted to his own, death and stuff like that. It was pretty heartwarming.
Can
I
you
didn't
even
expect that,
imagine?
honestly.
Can you imagine witnessing your own death? Like
No.
that, he saw Thanos choke him out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that must mess up a dude.
Yeah, and he saw the way Thor reacted. He was like, then he said, like, I thought the world of you.
Yes.
He saw that. And
Even after the fact, he saw the love of his brother, who he had just betrayed moments earlier.
mm-hmm.
That, like, I don't know why people are upset about this. I don't get it. And even like if I were to qualify my 3 favorite first episodes of Marvel shows, I would go WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and the Winter Snowman. But I'm not. But I'm not saying that any one of them are bad.
Right.
Like if you
No.
were to say to me, "Do you want to watch the first episode? Do you want to? Hey man, what are you doing? You want to get a case of beer and watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds like an afternoon.
Like,
Like let's
yeah.
do that. It
Mhm.
sounds fun. It's a good show. I'm not knocking any of them individually. I like all of them, but my favorite is Wanda. And so far, I can't wait to see how Loki gets out of this one.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
this will be fun.
so let's tackle a couple of internet
Excuse me.
stories. One is that Kang is actually depicted not only in the animated dump that we got, but also in the statues. Um, at first, I was like, no, that I didn't see what apparently others were seeing. But going back and looking at it again, and then going back and looking at Kang's the way he's been depicted in the comics in several iterations, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. And the fact that his love interest from the comics is the Judge, what do you think? Do you think it's a possibility? Either one of you
Yeah.
can start.
Okay. I like that theory, because they say Kang is probably one of the second biggest baddies than Thanos. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I didn't notice the statues, and I noticed the statues in the back. I just didn't know who they were, who they're supposed to represent. So I might have to go back and watch this.
Guys, I'm kind of dumb.
Again.
Who is Kang?
You want to take that one, Steve? I'm not familiar with the comics either. So.
Yeah, King the Conqueror is a Marvel villain. I guess you could even call him a supervillain.
Like, what planet is he from?
Well, now I'm not big like I said. I'm not huge.
Where's Tony when we need him?
So
no, it's fine. You're allowed to say I don't know. You're allowed to say I don't know. Here, let me check. Hang on, just 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute my video, and then I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna get my Marvel. I'm gonna get my Marvel encyclopedia. I'll be back in a second.
He's a time traveler, a time traveling baddie.
Time traveling baddie. Yeah, that's all I know about him. I heard that he's just a time traveling baddie.
So that it's interesting that.
That's all we were talking about at the night episode. We were talking about how it could be Kang the Conqueror,
but do you think they're actually going to go there in this series? I mean, there's only 5 more episodes, or is it just going to be, Easter egg kind of nod, and then we'll get Kang when he shows up in Ant-Man 3?
They have said it does set up not only future MCU movies, but it sets up the standard for which the rest of the movies are going to go. Like, this is the start of it, and it's going to end probably with Doctor Strange, the next Doctor Strange sequel that's going to fix everything, supposedly.
Oh,
So from the Marvel Encyclopedia.
There we go.
Go straight to the source.
We got.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Oh no! I'm breaking it.
You can see.
No, I got to give you the good stuff. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That is Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror.
So anyway, Kang, he's a time-traveling conqueror.
Okay. Yeah, that's what Steve said.
He was born in an alternate timeline in 3000 AD. His name was Nathaniel Richards, a descendant of Mr. Fantastic's father, who bore the same name. And he discovered time travel technology that enabled him to journey virtually everywhere he liked in the time stream. So time traveler, he had a gang. Essential storylines would be Avengers Volume 1, number 8, and Avengers Volume 1, number 129 to 135, and giant-sized Avengers 2 to 4. So he is an Avengers villain, not just a Fantastic Four like another villain. Factile would be, his real name is Nathaniel Richards. His occupation is Conqueror. His base is mobile. He is 6 feet 3 inches tall, 230 pounds, brown eyes, brown hair. First appearance, Avengers Volume 1, number 8.
And he enjoys long walks.
So he's related to Reed Richards? Is that what I got from it?
Yeah.
Like a half-brother or step-brother, what do you want to call it?
Like, it's weird that it says a descendant of Mr. Fantastic's father. Like, that's a strange delineation. Well, I guess he's like a cyborg.
A cyborg. Sounds interesting.
Star Trek, right?
Well, I do my best. Yeah. So anyway, that's Kang the Conqueror. I don't think they're going to go that deep into the lore. It's like when everyone...
He's going to be the villain in the next Ant-Man movie, not the,
Well, no, but I just think it's like when everyone thought that... everyone who was familiar with comic books said Mephisto. And most people said, who is Mephisto? And so if you start bringing up Kang the Conqueror now, I think that is something that people are going to be like, and you are?
I just think there's going to be even crazier theories in this show, because there were already crazy theories during WandaVision, and so the next theories in Loki could go all over the place. It's going to make it more interesting, I think.
Yeah,
I don't mind theories as long as they make sense. I mean,
people are invested. They're very invested because the crosstalk and theory crafting is going on all over the place. So, I mean, that's a good thing for the end. If people are actually invested in these shows enough to give a damn, enough to get on live shows and talk about it.
Yeah, I just think they need to take down the hate and the criticism so far and just watch it and enjoy it.
It's okay to say, okay, this is why did they do this and why did they do that and why did they do this, but to hate an entire show like almost automatically. I know there's people that just hate Disney. Anything that comes out of Disney, they're just going to hate on. Okay, whatever. That's their prerogative. But and I get that there's questions, but it's only one episode, bro.
I know, one episode, man. Maybe like by the third or fourth, if you still want to shit on it, that's fine. I don't even
know where it's going to end up yet. So I don't know. It seems weird to call something complete trash or garbage. Just
not to name names.
And usually the first pilot episode is the setup episode anyways. So
but I do understand to a certain degree because I enjoy the brain tickle of a time travel story.
Sure.
And so I do get it when people start asking about a bureaucratic time organization who is responsible for fixing everything.
Right.
And
they fix it according to their sacred timeline that they created. So it's
who is the arbiter of that? Who is in charge of that?
Yeah.
And so I do understand that particular question in terms of the narrative timeline. And we've already seen, and we've all seen Endgame.
Yeah,
and we know that the nature of timelines has been made specifically difficult to follow.
Right. And probably on purpose. But
it's absolutely Basil exposition in Austin Powers 2, looking at the screen and saying, maybe you shouldn't worry about this too much. Just have a good time.
Just sit back and enjoy. Come on.
my big questions are: do the timekeepers have predetermination abilities or just foreknowledge? If they just have foreknowledge, we're good, and I think that's probably what they have. But there's an argument to be made that at least the first episode wasn't clear whether they have predetermination abilities to where they are actively involved in setting up your whole life, and that's, you're done. There's no free will. That's it. Or they just have foreknowledge of what you do. So basically, and when it comes to Loki in particular, that's their past. So his death has already happened. So that they're looking back anyways. So in that particular case, yes. But so did the timekeepers, if they smashed all of these, multiverses into this sacred timeline, do they know the beginning and the end? Is it predetermined, or is it just foreknowledge of what's going to happen? Do they have because they do clean up the variants. We know that. We've seen that. They reset the timeline to their sacred timeline, the one that they wanted.
Now, before we move on, I do want to stop you there.
Sure.
Simply because, remember that guy who was in line ahead of Loki?
Yeah.
And he didn't have a ticket?
Yep.
And they just destroyed him?
For the offense was showing up late to work.
Yes. No. I don't think that was it. I think that, and I would like to get to that in a moment. The guy in front of Loki in line was asked for his ticket, and he was like, "Why do I even need a ticket? I don't know why I am here."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
I'm paraphrasing. He basically said, "You're not my real mom. You're not my real boss. I don't know what's going on. And I do not have a ticket. I disrespect the idea of having a ticket." At which point, they killed him.
Right.
Without answer. So then we get.
I don't know. Maybe they sent him somewhere else. I don't know.
Hey
man, if you want me to watch it again, I will.
They sent him to what's it called?
It looks to me like he gets.
He was murdered because of his own free will.
I mean, he gets destroyed basically. I mean,
he turns. No, it's like, and again, I hate to call upon the Fallout. I don't know if you've played Fallout, but if you laser people in Fallout,
Warren Wright said the TVA has their own form of a melt stick.
Yes.
They do have a melt stick. Exactly correct, Warren. So, and they have absolute control. It is up to them, and so that's where I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe he was just messing with the timeline. It is.
I think the only reason that we like the TVA is because we like Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah, of course. Owen Wilson's always welcome, no matter what.
Oh, and also, just as an aside, I don't know if you guys are going to get this, but the entire city that was happening in the time. Oh, Steve, you said it's something beautiful the other day. Chronopolis.
Yeah, I think that was actually our friend Tom, but I don't know if that's actually going to be Chronopolis or not. But I guess we'll wait to see.
Well, it reminded me of the physical manifestation of the hard drive that Missy from season 11 of Doctor Who was uploading all of the consciousness so that she could take over and make an army of Cybermen for herself. And so I saw it as just a terrible place to die. And that's the Doctor Who equivalent for anyone who's listening and understood what I just said. 12 Scott points. Yeah,
it's very interesting. I'd like to know if the timekeepers see their sacred timeline only to from the beginning of
But why do they get to choose?
well, that's a big question, right?
I guess because it's already been established or it's already happened.
Why did they get to choose? Why haven't we ever heard of them before? Blah blah blah. Okay.
I guess the way that they've been established is that they're supposed to be maintaining peace.
If they created the sacred timeline, do they get to see the end of it, or only do they only see to present time? So they can see everything behind them, right? They can see the past, but they can't see forward in time.
Yeah, they can't. They can't control time. They don't know what happens in the.
But they can.
They can. I don't know.
They
watch
can.
The episode again.
They can control They can control everything that you do. If you do something that you do not, or pardon me, that they do not like, if it does not eventually progress the way things should happen,
right?
That's why superpowers doesn't work in the TVA, or not even the Infinity Stones don't work in the TVA too.
Well, but okay, so where's the TVA? Where does the TVA exist?
See, the way I see it is that think of it as like a pocket universe.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a bubble of time outside of time. That's why they're able to see the timeline, right? And then manipulate that timeline because they're outside seeing the stream. So it's like that's the way I interpret it. Is it's a pocket of time or a pocket universe outside of the sacred timeline.
Well, are these time
so
traveling?
That makes sense, though. So it makes sense that Infinity Stones or any other powered talisman would not function the way it would in a timeline in this pocket universe or pocket time.
Well, they also do somewhat establish that when Loki is about to go through the metal detector, that if he doesn't know that he himself is a robot, he's going to be burnt from the inside out. And the guy's just like, let's move it along.
That made me laugh. I was like,
that was
am
funny.
I a robot? I could be a robot. Am I a robot?
But what if I don't know that I'm a robot? Move it along, sir. Move it along. I liked it. I like the bureaucracy outside of it, and I did read from a friend, and it was like the TVA does seem like a bureaucracy from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So, and that's like at least two things that have been ripped off of better. Like, I don't know. I feel like they ripped off Fallout. And I feel like they ripped off Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And if I didn't know that the first time I was watching it, my brain did. And now getting there, it's like, is the show carried by the charisma of the performers and the spectacle? Is the writing lackluster after one episode, or are we just taken by this the ride of it?
No, we know Tom Hiddleston's gonna kill it as Loki no matter what, because you can tell he loves playing the character. I think Owen Wilson is gonna be the key to the series. He's gonna be a big protagonist.
Great. I think he's great. I think Owen Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
this is obviously Tom Hiddleston's show. I mean,
so Mobius or Zemo? Who do you like more, Mobius or Zemo?
Zemo for now, because we've only seen Mobius one time. And
no, I already like Mobius better. That's
not a knock on Mobius. I just need to see more from him in future episodes.
I did not like Zemo in the movies. I did like him in the series. So
I liked him.
At least he put on the mask finally.
Yeah, so I did like
for one episode.
I thought the character was better in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Snowman.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to see some more episodes before I can make a definitive call there. But I am leaning a little bit more. I think just because I like the chemistry between the two, I think I am leaning a little bit more to the Owen Wilson character.
Yeah. I just wanted to be.
Cool.
I don't want it to be like that sidekick character though that Owen Wilson usually plays. I wanted to be like, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Well, have you guys ever seen
chemistry and good banter between him and Loki?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Midnight Run?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's the kind of, I don't know. I'm looking at this as a reversal of Midnight Run, where Loki is going to be Robert De Niro, but he's going to be under the supervision of Charles Grodin, who is Mobius. And it's going to be a reversal of that, and it's going to be all over time and space, and we're going to try and figure it out, and ultimately it's going to lead to something. And you know what? I'm ultimately going to be entertained by it.
He needs a break.
Hey, Warren Wright says, guess we'll have to get an episode where Mobius has a dance rave scene. What?
Yeah, that'll be the decision right there.
Dancing. Mobius. Dancing. Mobius.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
I'll be down. Why not?
5 more episodes. It's a short season, obviously, just a 6-episode season. I do like that the run times, I've heard that the second episode is 52 or 54 minutes. So we're getting almost full hour shows, which is way better.
Yeah, and the credits weren't as long as the usual ones. I mean, it was like barely 4 minutes of credits.
Oh,
which is good.
I didn't even wait to see if there was an after credit. Is there an after credit?
No.
Okay.
Probably wait till like the last 3 episodes or so.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's been the standard.
When I first heard about it, I thought it was only going to be a half-hour show. And so now that they actually did a full hour, or at least a 45-minute show,
right?
I'm like,
pretty much.
But to me, that's great because especially the pilot episode, it was, the length seemed perfect for me as a
and it didn't drag at all. Like those scenes where just people in one room. Like, I don't agree with that. I'm like, nothing wrong with that. Those scenes were fine.
These kind of truncated seasons like that they do longer shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, final thoughts for Loki episode 1. I will go first. I liked it. I enjoyed the aesthetic. You know what? And one thing that I haven't brought up yet, I really enjoyed the score.
Oh yeah,
It had a bit of a synth to it. And but it wasn't overt, and I was like, what is that sound? I really enjoy that. And so I enjoyed this the synth score. I thought that the character development was fantastic. I thought the dialogue was good. I thought the questions about the time travel cops was interesting. It wasn't a splinter in my brain. It was like, what are you guys up to? And so considering an issue 1, thanks Warren, I thought it was good, and I'm looking forward to this limited series. I hope it gets hey. Oh, and also the DB Cooper thing. If you don't get the DB Cooper
we didn't even talk about that.
That was fucking sweet. I liked it. You know what? It was a reference for smart people, you chuckle monkey.
Yeah, there's a contingent online on the web, shocker, that thought it was a throwaway. That, oh man, no, it's just a throwaway, but it's a throwaway.
I did also think it was a bit of a rip-off of Mad Men, because there was a contingency of Mad Men fans who thought at the end of Mad Men that Don Draper would end up being DB Cooper, and so I feel like they kind of pulled that out of the zeitgeist of Mad Men as opposed to the zeitgeist of DB Cooper. That is my personal preference. I could be completely incorrect. But all in all, I'm going to give out of 10.
Don't strain yourself, Scotty.
I can't help it. I got to figure out a fucking number.
It's a number.
I'm gonna say it's. I would give I give it a 9. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Are there inconsistencies? But I think that all of the emotion that comes with the inconsistencies it's worth it. Trade the emotion for the logic. The emotion is more important than the logic, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. Here you go, Steve. I'm last. Save the best for last. No, just
yeah. I really enjoyed it. I thought, like I said, I thought out of the 3 pilots, it's my favorite pilot. So I'm liking the show so far. I have a ton of questions, obviously, and that's a good thing. Hopefully, they answer most of them over the next 5 episodes. Like you, Scott, I really did like the score. The minimalistic score I thought was really good. It came in hard when it needed to, but
it almost sounded Kubrickian.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Like The Shining. It had that shining wah.
Yeah, it was really good. I dug it a lot. So hopefully they continue on with that, which I think they will. I'm really interested to see what happens with the what they set up so far to be the bad guys and who actually turn out to be the bad guys. I think we're going to get a little reversal there. That's just my opinion, but I think the time variant authority, I think, is going to end up being the bad guy at the end. But we'll have to see. And the timekeepers, or maybe one of the timekeepers if the internet is correct and it's Kane goes off the rails because he doesn't like what's going on. But we'll have to see. If I'm going to give it, I hate doing this because.
Well, no, and I'm going to also. I'm downgrading to an 8 because I would say that WandaVision was a 9. Yeah, so I mean, I would probably. Fair enough. I would say 7.5 or 8 magic wands.
Magic wands.
Agreed. Oh, where's my magic wand?
Ooh, and now it's my turn, I guess. Nah.
Yeah, you're.
No, I enjoyed it very much. Like I said in the beginning, I liked the humor of it. It made me laugh right away because I saw it the day I got my freaking vaccine shots. I was already feeling like shit as it was. So it was a breath of fresh air, and it made me laugh. I like the chemistry between Loki and Mobius. I like to see where that goes, and some of the visuals I thought were pretty good, like when they showed that city and then when they were showing that stuff. When Loki watched that whole thing about his life and watching him literally how he died and seeing how he reacted to his mom's death and how he reacted to Thor reacting to his death.
That was really emotional.
I know, it was emotional. I was like, okay, you got the funny, you got the emotional, you got the chemistry, you got the setup. Like everybody liked the score. I like the score too. It was very good. So I'm very intrigued to see where the rest of the series goes, and I'm not gonna, I do like hearing theories, but I just like see where it happens, one by one.
Yeah,
it's always crazy.
If I were to give it a score, I'd probably give it an 8.
8 out of 10.
Solid 8. Yeah.
Solid 8 magic wand.
What would you give the first? Phil, what would you give the first episode of WandaVision?
6.
What would you give the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
7.
Okay.
Yeah, 6,
checks
7,
out. 8. Totally checks out. You are consistent in your logic and opinion,
but I'm very,
and I appreciate that.
Yeah, very excited to see where this series goes because it's got my attention. That's all I care about. As long as it has my attention.
Yeah.
And then we can all discuss it later afterwards. So that's the fun part about it.
Well,
with WandaVision, I couldn't wait for the next episode to come out. I feel that way with Loki too. I can't wait to see the next episode. I unfortunately I didn't feel that way about Falcon and Winter Soldier. I watched every episode, and I liked what I saw. I just wasn't as excited as these two.
Thank you, Warren.
So,
I think my biggest complaint with Falcon and the Winter Soldier is that I was looking forward to seeing Sam become Captain America, and upon having seen the whole show and everything like that, and they gave him a suit and everything, and it was good to see him develop the relationship with Bucky. But when it came down to it, this all could have been avoided if he just accepted the mantle from Steve in the first place.
In the beginning. Well, yeah.
Like at the end of Endgame, he said, "Here, take it. It's not mine." Yes, it is.
But Scott, if he would have done that, we wouldn't have had a TV show.
No, I understand that.
It would have been like a 2-episode show. Okay,
but that's I think that is something that, and I appreciate Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I liked seeing Sam. I liked seeing Uncle Sam become Captain America. Yeah, that was glorious. I love it. I've wanted Sam to be Captain America since the end of fucking Endgame, just because I think he earned it as a person, not based on PJ anything else. Like he is.
Look who we have in the chat.
There's a Captain Hipster Spock. I mean ahoy, sir. I mean ahoy.
I disagree.
This was a last-minute thing, by the way. Spock.
No, it's fine. Well, you know what? It could be funny. Do you want to let him on your show?
Who?
The captain.
Captain? Sure. Why not? If he wants to. It's up to him.
He's in the chat. And he's not a bad gent.
Oh, I know that. I've never said that.
Hey, PJ, maybe.
All right, I'll send it.
This could be a terrible idea. I hate to be the advocate. Anyway. They went super deep with the emotions.
I disagree with that. I
Instagram. Okay.
I wish that they could have. Falcon was a badass on his own in the comics books. He didn't need to become. He didn't need to become Captain America to be badass.
Yes,
but in the context of the show and in the context of the MCU, I do agree. That it was satisfying to see that arc. I wish it would have went a different way, but that's just it. It's regardless.
Sorry, I'm tripping all over myself. I understand the progression of the films, that there will be a narrative that goes beyond.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back, Phil. No, but I know that there's a situation that goes on beyond the films, and Chris Evans was going to stop playing Captain America, and the person that I wanted to see become Captain America was Sam Wilson. Like, I wanted that to be an elevation of him to be the representation of Captain America, because I do think Captain America is a mantle.
Yeah,
I think it is a situation where when one goes, another will stand. And
that's the
I
problem
thought
I had
that it was
that what's his name? John, who I like to call Fake Cap. That's why I had problems with him.
No, I know that Kurt Russell's boy.
Yeah. That's the problem I had with him. They just made him Captain America, but he didn't earn it. So at least Falcon did.
So I enjoyed the character development of the situation, and also I enjoyed the character development of not Captain Zemo, Baron Zemo.
I did too.
When he ultimately destroyed all of the serums. Sorry, Phil. I don't mean to be.
No, it's okay. I'm just going through all the chat, just making sure I'm not missing anybody.
Are we flying solo?
Yeah.
Or okay. I do.
I believe Spock said he was at the market or something. He put it.
Oh,
in
he's at the market still. Heavens.
Yes.
Him and his meat.
Okay, go ahead. Finish what you were saying, Scotty.
I think I was just saying how much I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I really enjoyed the character development. I enjoyed the action, but in terms of connecting with me, I got much more out of WandaVision, and I'm invested in the almost assessment of Loki earlier. It's almost like, okay, so Thor makes Loki into a better person over the course of the Dark World and Ragnarok.
Pretty much, yeah.
But this is a younger Loki, and he found himself through a course of time travel, which makes me think of something else.
It's still the Loki that was trying to take over the universe, pretty much.
Yeah. Well,
So
no,
he doesn't have that mindset yet. He did later in the movies. So
no, but the thing is that we still had 2 time stones on Earth at the time in 2012. The reason that Loki was there is because Thanos sent him.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So it's not like the guy did it independently.
Right. He was working on behalf of Thanos at that time.
Yes.
Right. I completely forgot about that. Shame on me.
So he's still, if anything, when he saw that drawer full of Infinity Stones, he should have stuffed them in a satchel and said, "I'll take this to my master."
Right, but I don't think at that point, I don't think he thought he was ever getting out of there.
Yes.
I think he thought he was going to be dispatched post haste.
Spock says, I heard it's a different Loki from the different timeline. Like,
that is true.
It is true. But I use Infinity Stones as paperweights too. That's funny.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a good line.
I can understand why people are upset at that.
Yeah, because they were like, "Well, what was the point of the Infinity Stones?" And we're like, "Well, that was kind of a point."
Right? So I can say, and for 23 movies, we were told these are the most powerful objects in the universe, and then
Yeah, but I gave up on that.
Yeah, I kind of get that argument, but it's kind of irrelevant. I mean,
you do have to understand, like we said earlier, I believe this is a pocket of time, a pocket universe, so to say, outside of that timeline. So it makes sense that they're not powered outside of that timeline, outside of that sacred timeline.
Yeah, but also I agree with you, but I would like to posit something. How exactly do you destroy something with the thing that you are attempting to destroy? How do you do that?
Elaborate.
Well, no.
Was a snap to destroy it.
I destroyed the stones with I used the stones to destroy the stones. And it sounds profound in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you destroy the Infinity Stones with the Infinity Stones? Do you snap that?
Yeah, I assume they're using the power of the stones and to destroy the stones. Yeah, almost like an antimatter reaction, right? Matter and antimatter colliding.
Someone try to answer what Warren Wright's trying to ask. It says, so wait, honest question, is the fortress we saw in the quantum realm the TVA headquarters? I'm thinking it is. Maybe Steve could help with that one.
I'm not sure what fortress we're talking about.
If there are no follow-up questions, the answer is no.
I think he means that city we saw.
Are we talking? Yeah. So first of all, it's not. I don't think it was established that that's actually the quantum realm. So I don't think it's the quantum realm yet. I do believe it's
the quantum realm is affected by the time stone, thusly it cannot be
right.
the quantum realm.
So it's not. I don't think it's the quantum realm. Like I said, I think it's a pocket universe. It's a pocket of time out of time. So that the TVA and effectively the timekeepers can see the sacred timeline, and looking outside in. But I don't think. I don't. So like I said, I don't think it's established, and I don't think it makes sense that it's the quantum realm.
I don't. No, I don't think it's the quantum realm. It will, and the thing is that we'll figure it out. We'll find out. This is an exploration. Loki himself has said that the waiting room, the DMV that he's a part of, he's already said this is an illusion, and the only person that we have to believe, the first person we have to believe is Loki. So we're already we have a rocky journey. Second person we have to believe is Mobius. And the only reason we like Mobius is because he's played by an actor we like.
Right. So
I believe episode 2 will either introduce new information or disappoint. And then episode 3 will do similar, and 4 will do the same.
I like to remain optimistic myself.
Bill, if you pop in Warren's, he has a follow-up comment.
Yeah, sorry, I was dealing. My mom interrupted me.
An Ant-Man and a Wasp. So again, I don't think it is because I don't think they're in the quantum realm. But I could be wrong. Obviously, they could come back in the next episode and say, "Yeah, that was totally. We're in the quantum. This is the quantum realm." I just don't think it makes sense to be the quantum realm because of the way it interacts outside of the stream of the sacred timeline.
Well, I'm connecting with Loki in the same way that I connected with WandaVision, is just because it is two people who are grasping to take control of an uncontrollable situation. Sure. And that's what, in terms of the narrative of those two characters that I've known before, that's what I'm attracted to. Mobius Strip Club.
Warren Wright said good point.
Yeah. Otherwise, Warren, it would absolutely be the case. I would say yes, if it wasn't for the fact that it almost has to be time out of time, a pocket of time out of time, or a pocket universe out of. Otherwise, that'd be a cool tie-in.
Mind blown.
If I had a better falsetto, I would sing some Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time.
Time after time.
Please don't.
You got a better falsetto than I do.
Yes, I can in fact sing.
See, it's terrible. It's awful.
If we fall, I will ask you. I don't know the words.
Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, you should.
I love that movie.
I do love that movie. Anyway, any final thoughts on Loki, or do you just want to watch the next episode?
I want to watch the next episode.
Okay, then next time. Until next time, I hope that we can do this again. I hate to do the outro. Phil is in charge of the outro.
I suck at doing outros. So,
all right. Well, then, on behalf of everyone here at the Black Phillip Alvarez channel, we are modest, we are quiet, we are discreet, and we love you.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that fancy stuff we're supposed to do on YouTube.
Have a great weekend. Watch a lot of movies, and we'll see you very soon.
Later.